Alright guys, we're outside. I want to share a method with you that my grandfather used to use a long time ago. He didn't want to pay for night crawlers or worms. He used a method called grunting. And this is what he used. He used a piece of rebar, kind of like this. And he had an old old horseshoe bow, and what he did, we're right here at my wife's flower bed, and you can see it is dry as it can be. It's been 92 degrees today. It's 6 o'clock in the evening and it's still 88. But to understand this method, you first have to understand how it works. When you put this rebar in the ground, like this, and you rub it, what that does is that creates vibrations in the ground. And since worms have no fight or flight like humans do, what they're doing is they're running from what they think is a mole in the ground, trying to run them down and eat them. So the vibrations in the ground is what's creating predators after them. But all you gotta do is just keep on rubbing that while it's in the ground, and it vibrates. And this dirt is dry. I mean, you can see in the background, the dirt on the road is dry. But, I mean, it's daytime. You hardly ever see anybody hunting for night crawlers in the daytime. And it's hot. So they're either deep or they're going to be hard to find. So, I usually do this in a little area in the woods, anywhere that's got a lot of cover. And like I said, it's other animals in the ground that creates these vibrations that the worms think that is after them. Now, I've seen red worms in here in this flower bed, but I've seen night crawler holes, but I have never caught any night crawlers in here. So I may get laughed at here when I start digging, and I may not, but we either find some red worms and some night crawlers, hopefully, or we won't find nothing, and then y'all can say I'm a joke. But I'm going to get my camera right here off its prop, and I'm going to hold the phone and move some of this red mulch right here right off the top, and we're going to see if we can find a few night crawlers. And then, well, we'll see right after that. Alright, let's see here what we can find. Well, nothing so far. Oh, there we go. Look right there. Oh, there he went. Well, he's a lively one. There's one. Now, granted, you know, I didn't rub this rebar for the full 8 minutes, but we'll move some more of this mulch right here. See if we can find anything. Ah, there we go. There's two, and they're really lively. Wife's gonna kill me if I don't fix this back. I'm really dry. So I'm going to move on down here a little bit in the flower bed and stick this in the ground, rub it a little bit, and see if we can get some more. But if I'd sit here the full 10 minutes, I'd have a lot in this little area right here. Well, we'll go ahead and push this in the ground and rub it for a minute, and then we'll see what we got, and I'll cut the camera back on. We'll see how it does. Alright guys, I've been rubbing this place hard for about, I'd say, well, let me look at my phone, about 10 minutes. I mean, I got rust all over my hands where I've been rubbing this rebar with that horse file. And now we're gonna move some of this mulch right here, see if we can find anything. Man, that mulch is warm. There's one. This mulch gets so warm during the day. At night, I come walk out here and it'll be steaming. Where it's so hot, there's a little one, where it's so hot that it holds heat, and it's just crazy. But I mean, technically, as hot as it is right now in the middle of the day, these night crawlers should be dead, because there's one. There's no reason why a night crawler that big should be right here as hot as this mulch is. And like I said, I ain't digging in the ground. I'm just moving this mulch. And they're right on top of the ground, where they think something's in the ground trying to get them and eat them. So they're trying to avoid being in the ground around it. And that's really the whole reason why I'm getting them. It's cause where I rubbed that rebar, they think something in the ground is after them. And they're just trying to survive and run from it. There's two. There's two of them. Look at that. Boy, they're lively too. They're coming clean out of the bucket. There's another one. So, we're going to move to the end of the flower bed. And when I get done rubbing this rebar, I'll get back with you. We'll count how many of these little night crawlers we got in a 30-minute span. Alright guys, last little space in this flower bed. Now I'm gonna include something in this last part. You would do better right after a rain or at night doing this. But I just done this during the day just to show you that it's over 85 degrees outside. It's been hot all day. Real dry here in Tennessee. We ain't had a good rain in about 3 days, and the humidity's made it towards like 95 outside. If I can get worms in this flower bed and the humidity 95 and it dry, you should easily be able to get worms at night right after a good rain. But at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how I keep my worms in the house. I know a lot of wives might be a little mad you keep stuff in the refrigerator, but I don't keep mine in the refrigerator. I've got some ways of keeping them with the air conditioner on that they'll survive. There's one right on top. He's a little one, but he'll grow in the container I got in the house. Everybody likes to catch bait fish with their kids. And even if you, sometimes worms in some area are, let's say, $4 a dozen. Alright, if you spend $4 a dozen and you buy 10, that's enough to buy a new decent reel. I mean, you can buy some of the Akumas for $40 a reel. I think you can buy some of the Cast Kings for $40 a reel. I mean, you can, that's hooks, line, swivels, leader line. I mean, just this little thing, doing it once a week, twice a week, you save money to put that gear towards something else. There's a good one sitting on top there. Oh. But wouldn't you rather spend money towards new fishing gear as to just worms? I mean, when you can get something for free, ain't that more enjoyable? And don't them reels last longer than these worms do? Everybody wants new gear. once New Year that works. So we'll get up here on the porch. We'll see how many we got in about 30 minutes. And then, like I said, I'll show you what to keep them in. Alright guys, we're back up on the porch. Let's see what we got in about 30 minutes. In a hot day. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that 8, 9, 10, 11. That's just mulch right there. 12, 13, 14. Here. 16. 17. More mulch. 18. 19. And 20. I think that's it. 20. But that is almost $8, depending on where you buy them at. Some places sell them for about $3. But like I said, that adds up within a year. When you catfish, you gotta have live bait, and if you go buy it at a bait store, it costs even more than that. If you look at one of my videos about, I think it's called Hacks Save for the Summer. It's one of my next to first videos that I've done. I show you how to build skipjack lures, and that helps a lot on bait too. Well, after this video, I'm going to show you how to build a good rod holder for the bank. I do mine a little different than everybody else. Alright guys, here's all I got. I got a styrofoam cooler I keep in the house. I punched some holes in it. And I took the lid off. And here's my night crawlers in here. They're pretty lively. But I just keep it at room temperature. And every once in a while I'll throw a piece of wet paper towel in there. Keep them moist. But I can move it back right here. See, they're lively pretty good. Well, that's what I keep it in. I don't put them in the refrigerator or nothing. I just put the lid on it and keep them in the house. Of course, I keep my house about 70 degrees. Well, I hope this helped you. This is Hack to Fish, and I'm out.